Yes, thank you very much. How do you fancy yourself a sort of a carpenter kind of house builder, Mose?
We're going back to the biblical thing, aren't we?
We are heading there pretty quickly, aren't we? I appreciate that. Could all use a bit of education every once in a while, so let's try and do that.
I'm not much of one to answer that question, but either way, we got a ramp room rush, which you always love to see. Good opening kill from Woxic, the entry onto Issa. They weren't prepared for that at all, and look at the retreat. Everyone is scrambling to find positions. mousesports has to be careful. Directly to the right, Nuke. So many players. So there's the first headshot, immediate trade, and Oscar's stuck out in the open, but he's found a headshot, and he's traded off as well.
Oh, Lol, though, finding a player that was straggling a little bit behind there, up by the A-bomb site. Angel. Going to be sneaking in close. Oh, and he's going to get point-blank peeked there. A little bit scary. Chris, though, will go down, and now Frozen down on the low ground is going to be dropped, and a great recovery for HellRaisers. Looked like that could have gone wrong about 100 different ways.
Yeah.
But they managed to recover, so, I mean, they need this, obviously. They got really crushed on that first map.
They were just barely able to hold on to those trades. I mean, those were so important coming down. Oscar even coming back, and he had an extended fight for one as well. If those trades don't come in, there's no chance.
Pause being called, probably just a tech issue, I'm assuming. But yeah. I like the fact that we're seeing Nuke so much, Moses.
Yeah, a lot of teams have finally gotten into it.
I feel vindicated. People, the whole community was saying, bad map, nobody likes it. Me, Vendetta, probably the only two people who really like the map.
It's not true.
We've been vindicated.
There's plenty of people who have enjoyed this map.
What? Name like 5 other people.
Astralis.
Yeah.
There's probably 6 actually. So checkmate.
All right. Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
I guess
Suck
you've
it.
got like 7 people who like it. Fair enough. But I'm just saying most people didn't, and they were all wrong. So that's my only that's the statement I wanted to make.
No, I've always enjoyed this map as well. It was hard to kind of get into it, I think, as a viewer in their defense, because so many teams didn't want to play it. And when you don't have teams playing it, no one's like trying to innovate, no one's trying to like come up with ideas, no one's like.
And they were bad at it.
Yeah, and most of them were bad at it.
Yeah, that's true. Watching bad teams play Nuke can be pretty.
It's like
stupid.
eye gouging levels.
Yeah. No, so maybe maybe we can give the community a little bit of slack. Maybe it has become better as teams have become better at playing it too.
Yeah.
I'll accept that.
And remember that community that in this cast, I was the only one of the two of us giving you any credit at all. Anders was ready to write you all off. Round 2 begins.
Listen, I am a lot of the time. I'm not even going to like pretend. Have you ever been on Reddit? I mean, you know what this is like. You know how it works out.
Yeah.
Oscar buying a Nova shotgun. I like that. It's exciting.
I like the auto shotgun personally. Christian Woxic down to the lower bomb site. Sneaking in through secret. That shotgun's going to have to drop down, and it's going to be tested. They're pretty close already, which I guess is, in a way, is exactly what the shotgun wants, and indeed it is. Chris J's head is removed.
Yeah, that is one hell of a shot, isn't it? Now walking right into that AK-47 from Woxic. Seems to be happening a lot when you're in that vent area. You get a kill, but you can't really get out again. Now they're going to be pushing that A-bomb site. Are they actually going down here? They're coming back up the vent as well, bringing that AK in. Lowell, good kill. But it's not going to be quite enough yet. Isa up here, but been zoned out for the minute. They don't have any more grenades on that T side, so they still need to keep fighting. Angel hears them running back, and he actually almost loses that fight. Nuke now coming in as well to take down Robson. It's all on Carrigan, and he needs to get a quick kill, turning around. He's what he's going to get that last one, too. A beautiful 1 versus 3. The timing on that turnaround initially was absolutely godlike.
That is stunning. I don't know how Carrigan got away with that. 3 different angles, completely different angles as well, and I'm not sure how it wasn't communicated or taken advantage of by HellRaisers. 1 player in Hut, 1 player in Heaven, and 1 player in Vents. Like, that should be a win considering Carrigan's position. What a wild clutch to have.
Yeah, this first one, and now they know where he is, and the timing, it's 2 bullets.
I think the only thing that kind of makes sense to me right now is that the Hut player wasn't close enough, and Issa was trying to play off his teammate, was trying to take advantage of that, of Carrigan being, geared towards Vent. And that's why those 2 players were so miscoordinated. Either way, that's a huge blunder, and they had one to start off on Mirage as well, and they never really recovered from it, did they?
No, that was rough.
That was like a 15-minute map, that felt like.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do we have stats for
fastest map in terms of like actual time.
Let's say it has to be on LAN. It can't be weird online. But yeah, maybe there should be some stat like that.
That's probably faster than some 16-0s we've seen that Mirage game.
Yeah, because they weren't slowing down at all. Maybe Peter over at HLTV can help us out. Maybe he knows. Well, third round going to be coming up here. HellRaisers obviously hoping that it won't be any kind of a repeat of what was happening on Mirage. Although I would be definitely scared if I was them on this particular map.
Well, we're getting a bit outmaneuvered here. Down to the lower bomb site we go, and no damage has been exchanged, but Secret is where most of the defense is. Unfortunately for HellRaisers, it's only Frozen that's here. And now they hear all these footsteps, they have to turn around. So even that defensive stack, which was a little promising to find an opening kill, is taken away from HellRaisers. So this is not going to be an enjoyable experience for them.
No,
I guess all you can do now if you're HellRaisers, maybe set up for exit kills. Like the chance of you retaking this with Deagles, you might as well just stay back and try and get some of these guns on the departure.
Yeah, I agree. Probably a much better solution. Are they going to get one kill there on Frozen? He did throw a Molotov, so they couldn't necessarily run right away to try and pick anything up. But yeah, they are gearing up for all of the exits, and that does make a lot more sense. Chris going to have to run for it with the Mac 10. He's low on health. The rest don't have to run that far away. Oh, good shot. Even better follow-up. And look at the cleanup that's coming in here. Would have been beautiful just for the cinematic effect if you could have got the last one too. But still, that's a lot of damage. And that does help out HellRaisers a little bit.
That's a very expensive victory for mousesports. Well done. Right at the end. 2-1 in the favor of the mousesports side.
Now that we're on Nuke, Moses, have you been watching that Chernobyl series?
I have. I
You in
finished
on
it
that
already.
hype?
Yeah, I finished it already.
I think I'm missing like one of the episodes, so maybe two, I'm not sure. But
Hopefully the last one. Hopefully you're not skipping around.
yeah, I'm just watching backwards.
I love that series. That was so intense.
Yeah, well worth watching. We're not going to spoil it or anything, but
Well, you know, everyone already knows what happens.
I guess it has been spoiled by history in some sense.
Yeah, spoiled by reality.
Same with the Titanic, right? You sort of know where things are going.
I don't know. I thought that door would have been able to hold both of them. Here we go. Lowell's going to drop down. He's got the opening kill. Upper bomb site is taken, though.
Yeah, Rob's guarding the lobby, no problem. AK-47 and the rest of HellRaisers going to have to back a little bit out of here. Can't see how they could do anything. They can't even save that AUG. This is a problem now because you have that one round where you got 4 kills, and if they can just bring it back here, mousesports, survive with 4 weapons alive, that sort of cancels things out a little bit.
This was a really, really bold decision to buy into this round with just Deagles. Like, yeah, you get those 4 kills, right, and you feel like you can just break the economy immediately. Feels like a little bit of an old style of thinking.
Yeah.
Because you're still fighting AKs with pistols at the end of the day.
3-1 as a start here for mousesports. If you had to build your own house, Moses, where would you build it? Out in the forest? Would you build like a more sort of like?
Are you talking like urban or rural type thing?
You decide. You could pick the location, what kind of style you want. You could build like an underground bunker. Be one of those people worried about the end of the world.
I think I'd do something more like mountains and a lake or something like that, like a little more wilderness. I'm doing this under the assumption that that I could have internet anywhere I build this house.
Yeah,
Perfect
sure.
internet to play Counter-Strike.
Yeah, that's fine. We can make that.
Cool.
You have to dig down your own fiber all the way, but that's fine. By hand, shovel.
Just a little bit of extra work.
Pistols once again for HellRaisers. I don't know. I'm starting to get a really uncomfortable feeling here. It's too soon to call it. They could be fine. They could bounce back. They could recover. Yep. They have some pretty bad. We've talked about from the other side of the view here. They have Oscar, and if he's going to be AWPing anywhere outside, that could definitely be a huge power play for HellRaisers. That could really shut down a bunch of things.
Well, the Deaths talked about it, and kind of what we saw in some of the first gun rounds, that Nova was at the upper bomb site, right? Like, he was playing there. He wasn't playing outside. He was guarding A. So that could be something maybe we see as op get ineffectual. Now, the times I remember, I think of Oscar playing this map is the things like, was it the Malta event where they beat Liquid in the grand finals, and Oscar was playing like Connector with like rifles and shotguns? He was a beast.
Well, then let's try and get some of that out there. I mean, he could either be playing outside. If he was playing ramp, that would also give them a lot of space, you know. But I just think that's a resource that they really have, and they need to put it to great use in this upcoming round. 4-1 in favor of mousesports. And things still not looking all that great for HellRaisers at the moment.
And this next round is going to be very telling when they get the guns back out and how they decide to play defense and how effective they are. That'll be the one that gives you an indication of kind of how this half is going to go. Because HellRaisers, unfortunately, has done a pretty good job of almost handicapping themselves in this first stage, in these first 5 rounds with some of those risky investments.
If you're HellRaisers in this upcoming round, what do you do, Moses? Do you just play default ramp everywhere, or do you try and go for some of those double pushes yard, or maybe sometimes you even see people try and do lobby crunches, even with rifles on the CT side? I realize it's a huge risk, but I'm just saying.
I usually like to play like a little bit more of a standard. So if I'm HellRaisers, I'm just like, all right, this is the first one we've really had rifles and like utility, and we have the AWP on Oscar. Let's just see how our standard default is going to go. It's the first time we've had it. Yeah. It's unfortunate it's happening in round 6, but here we go.
That's why no one would suspect it, though. Oh, wow.
Well, Frozen expects everything.
Apparently, going to be taking down Angel, who did have an AUG, so maybe could have been a good fight there. Rob's going to be dropping low.
And this is so scary because this is exactly what was happening on Mirage. Like, how are these kills come out so easily? You know, Frozen gets one without even having to really get into any kind of a fight. He's taken no damage. Rops at Squeaky Door is able to just find a kill without taking any damage himself. And HellRaisers, within the first 20 seconds, is in a 3-on-5. Now, they have put the bomb on the ground, and I think mousesports is fine with it. There's over a minute for them to play with, so they just want to take this bomb site, keep dispatching players, and obviously retrieving the bomb when there's only 1 or 2 HellRaisers guys on the board is much, much easier.
Yeah, I don't think they're not going to be worried about that. Maybe that AWP, again, from Oscar, really feels like that's something they need to rely upon.
I think if you're mousesports now, you need to find a new angle to go get that bomb. So the boost up into Raptors, they also could have chosen to go down the vents. There's the AWP. They've spotted it out, and he spotted the boost. They don't want to deal with that, but now they have the intel. And is that Kerrigan just running the gauntlet outside? Both get dropped by Issa. Oscar's fallen to his death.
What?
And there's another blunder that's heartbreaking. Rops has the final kill.
I'm going to need to see a replay, Moses. What happened to Oscar?
Shame.
I mean, how badly does he want out of this match?
He's like, I'm done. I'm out.
All right.
IP smoke.
All right.
Shout out to the ninjas.
Stealing. Might be a lawsuit coming. But yeah, sounds like they wanted to smoke mini and then flash their way in, which you could do pretty quickly. That's always fun to see. Yep. There's the door. There's the smoke following it up. MP9 on Lowell, Moses. How's that going to help him?
Well, he's in the upper bomb site. He's on top of the hut. So, I mean, if they do like a full upper executor, try and come out this door, it could be very nice. Fast rate of fire. He has the high ground.
You know from Star Wars how that could really work out.
It's very effective as far as Star Wars goes.
Yeah. Well, oh, Oscar. Sneaking in, getting a kill on Robs. He wants to do it again. Certainly has the aim for it, but he's going to get taken down from Kerrigan. mousesports slowing down in spite of, spending a fair bit of grenades early on, sort of again locking down Mini and making sure they had that control. And the MP9 not quite going to work. He gave up the high ground. I think that's probably it.
He did. That's exactly what allowed him to fail. Or what caused him to fail.
Maybe
he hasn't watched the prequels. Yeah,
I was going to say maybe he's never done that.
Fair play. That maybe is the only thing you can take away from the prequels, is the high ground thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I can actually remember as well.
And Samuel Jackson. He was kind of cool.
Yeah, actually, I've never seen a bad movie with him in it, so... I don't know.
I'm sure we could find one.
No, I don't think so. He just makes them good.
You want to know the best Samuel Jackson movie?
Pulp Fiction.
Snakes on a Plane.
No, you can't put it in. I know, but no.
It's so good.
Fair enough. We'll watch it together one day, Moses. I haven't seen it yet. I'm missing out. Ooh, flashbang. That is so good. That's the kind of aggressive yard position I was talking about. I feel like HellRaisers need to try something here. Robs actually was looking the wrong way and still somehow wins the fight. I still need to know what happened to Oscar. Like, I need that replay. What was going on? It's going to be Nuke to take down Robs. And it's a 2-on-3 with the bomb now only just being picked up.
My mind is just so blown by how easy mousesports is finding entries on this map and finding kills on this map so quick. We're at 1 minute and 10 seconds. It's a 3-on-2. Like, it's wild that it's able to happen in rounds as well, where HellRaisers has guns and utility, both of them stacked up outside in the warehouse, so they have no information, they have no foundation or leg to stand on to get any kind of a retake or defend a bomb site. They're just being outplayed and outmaneuvered across the map.
Yeah, they're not actually defending
anything.
No, maybe they're just saying, listen, you can have the rounds, just please leave us alone. You know?
Just no more kills.
Oh, man. Yeah, but I know exactly what you mean. It seems to be happening way too easily.
I started to see this towards the end of Mirage. mousesports was having so much success finding kills everywhere they went. Do they think it's the upper bomb site?
Yep.
That's awkward.
It is awkward.
They changed the bomb sounds depending on the bomb site as well.
Yeah. There are a couple of other
sounds. Yeah.
Well, there's also a sound leaking thing that's happening now, where players make sound that no one's noticed.
Okay.
So, as you figure it out.
Is this your announcement of a brand new bug?
It's not a bug. It's a feature. It's true. You think I'm joking, but I'm not.
I can never tell with you. I think you're trolling.
That yeah, it's the kind of relationship we have, isn't it? I find that to be a feature of my life a lot, actually.
To get back to my point, they were doing this at the end of Mirage. They were having so much success getting kills anywhere.
Yes.
That they just started attacking and being highly aggressive in the first 15 seconds of rounds at 2 different locations on the map. And what that does is it really confuses the communication of the defense. When someone is calling that they're pressuring and attacking A, someone's also calling the same thing at the B bomb site. So no one knows where to rotate. And that only really works if you're having success at getting those kills, which mousesports is. So it's just like a highly stressful time for the HellRaisers defense on both maps.
Good kill, but there's still a guy on rafters right now. Seems like a pretty focused attack here. Lowell gonna be spraying down. That's a great follow-up. Isa getting a double kill. Nice defense being put up right here. Chris J gonna be going down, and Isa, an absolute hero, coming into the right time with a quad kill for that one. But I think you are absolutely right, though. I mean, it has been probably very, very hard for HellRaisers to get just, enough of a balance and enough of a slowdown of the game that they can sort of say, okay, now we can sort of correlate this to something that we've seen in practice or something like that. I feel like they're just being overrun.
They're being outskilled. I mean, just straight up. Because here's the toughest part about everything is it's really hard as a team or as an in-game leader to come up with a strategic way to actually, turn the tides of this half when all it is just people are just dying immediately. As soon as they see someone from mousesports, they're just dead. And it's really hard to come up with a tactical way to neutralize those kinds of things. That's a nice first shot they line up for him. He holds the line perfectly. One more kill. Woxic coming in, and he's going to end it. The AWP in his hands, but it's a 2-on-4.
Yeah, nice up close. They did throw a couple of flashbangs to try and do that, but I think they were all designed either for him being over at Hell or for being on the ramp. So he was in a third position, and we're able to dodge pretty much all of that. So great job on him. That's the kind of round that they need to have a bunch of those, again, to slow down mousesports a little bit.
That's the nice round yeah, it's exactly right. That might prompt mousesports to try and change things up and maybe slow things down. Maybe say, oh, we can't just turn a corner and no matter what choke point and get the kill. Great tag from Woxic. He's down to 8 HP. He's going to bail out down the ramp. They want to chase that. It looks like Woxic knows as well. He's got the tag with the flank. Oh, Oscar missed his chance. Frozen goes back for the fight, not able to win it. It's Woxic left. He's in secret. Coming through the glass. He's going to find... Oh, no, he's not. Angel's there before he was ready.
When people fall back on the ramp like that, you know how when they're sort of running back into the B-bomb site, they are essentially running underneath the Ts that are now running into the ramp. Mm-hmm. Well, that floor you can actually shoot right through, like really easily.
With an AK?
Yeah.
So you're saying, as a terrorist, just point your gun at the ground and just start shooting?
Even more with an AWP. But if you're a CT2...
It feels very low percentage.
If you're a CT2, if you take a shot with the AWP on that ramp and you're falling back, just fire it into the, straight into the ceiling.
Okay.
Well, here we go. Rob's making his way down. Did take a bit of damage. Frozen took a hell of a lot more. Down to 24. And a really good counter grenade coming out. Frozen lucky to be alive after all of that. But Rob's is in an... They don't know these here, I think. And a little bit of a question of timing.
No. Nobody's looking at secret. Nobody's rotating down. Nobody's worried about vents whatsoever.
Yeah, so that could be the end of Angel, who is... Again, I think it would be pure dumb timing if he turns around and gets the kill on Robs. Otherwise, Rob should have a pretty big advantage coming up. Oh, Is he looking for it? Angel going to be right there, and he does not look the right way, so he's gone. And that's when they realize, hold on, somebody made it down the vent.
Yeah, Angel's going to be so confused, and Nucky's going to be even more worried because now he's got 2 different angles he's got to worry about, but he's handling it so well. Frozen with 1 more kill. Just this positioning of Rops has just confused everything, and they have no idea where to rotate, and this is where mousesports really starts to shine. A 2-on-4 with the HP, it's doable. The problem is HellRaisers is just in no position whatsoever. They're nowhere close to being able to attempt this retake.
Yeah. Again, they don't really have the money as well to just throw away the AK and the AWP, so going for it would definitely be risky. You know, we also don't see people shooting from A to B on the bomb sites anymore either.
Can you actually do, again, low percentage, I would imagine.
Yeah, sure. I mean, of course it is, but...
Why not go for it?
But yeah, you'd be a superstar. You can actually shoot through, even in the lobby right here, like not on this side of the wall, but inside the actual lobby, and on the T side of Squeak Door, you can actually shoot into the B bomb side. From really far back, like further back than you think.
What do you do all day? Do you just like load up Counter-Strike, turn on all the impacts?
Yeah.
And you just start shooting shit?
It's usually when you know,
just shoot at every wall and you're like, oh, that's spammable.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
My wife says, you know, like, it's time to do laundry or something. I'm like, listen, I have work to do. It's important. It's important.
Listen, Vertigo just had an update.
Yeah. You got to shoot at the walls for a while, honey. So I'll be back later.
Sweetheart, that really doesn't look like work.
Yeah. That actually has been like a real challenge for me working in esports. It's like trying to explain to people and they're like, you're just playing video games. And you're like, yeah, but I mean...
It's my job.
I am, but it's also important. In a way that I can't really explain. It's round number 12, and it's 8-3. I could, if you just ignore everything we've seen so far, this scoreline is not really what freaks me out. It's the fact that, it seems so much easier for mousesports than it really should have been. Quick trade and Oscar, he needs backup on LOL. That is a hero play. If LOL doesn't get those 2 kills, Oscar's probably going to get overrun.
It's not over yet. Look at Kerrigan. This position from Kerrigan could be everything. If he's able to get in, if he's able to actually shut this defense down, LOL isn't considering it, which means Oscar is going to be equally exposed when he comes in, and Kerrigan's going to look for the second. Oh, and third, Issa, the least likely person to be watching for that play directly beneath it. He nabs him. That could have been a double or triple kill that really turned the round on its head. Rops has a minute to play with, but 2 HP.
Yeah. That's really well done. LOL, I think...
I can't believe he looked up. Of everyone.
Yeah, it really was the last player to be holding that position.
If I'm that player, if I'm in Issa's position, I'm probably not even looking up there. I'm probably telling LOL to do it. I'm probably telling Oscar to do it.
Yeah. Anyone but him.
I got Hut. Someone else get heaven, please.
And if you were going to hold that position as Isa, you don't want to do it with the orb either, right?
Yeah.
You should look almost straight up. So, that's... a 4th round now for HellRaisers. If they made it back now and they made it like 8-7, that actually would make it a pretty competitive first half, all things considered. It's just so hard to
I mean, depending
see
on
that.
depending on their T side, right? The real problem is a lot of this has just been straight out skilled, and when you switch over to the CT side,
Yeah.
that's going to be even more brutal.
We need to find out what happened to Oscar in that round. I still have no idea how he died.
Okay.
I'm
going to put a message into the WhatsApp group right now for production.
All right.
That say Anders is complaining about this.
Yeah. Again, Anders complaining. It's rough, I know. Well, yeah, the timing on that is so good. Kerrigan had spotted 2 out of 3 and was setting up to basically turn the round. If Isa hadn't looked and then Kerrigan could have taken all 3, that would have been hard to watch. Timeout being called by mousesports.
Makes sense. I mean, they haven't obviously lost their grip on this game. Still a phenomenal lead at 8-4, but definitely losing 3 of the last 4 rounds shows that HellRaisers have found some adaptation, or at least stepped up individually enough to put a stop to them. So mousesports wants to come up with a new idea of how to attack these bomb sites.
I've got an idea.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh.
Here you go, Anders.
Production. Hero production, in fact. Okay, he gets that. He says, I
okay,
want
he's
out.
burning. That's fair.
Is it?
Well, he obviously didn't want to fall all the way down.
Okay. Give him that one.
But, you know, it is a bit of a hectic situation. High pressure. Fire on the feet.
Yeah. There weren't many options left that were good. I'll give him that.
All right, defense on the stairs. 3 players about to turn the corner. It's Oscar. He's got the first. Ooh, you know he likes to go back for those, but the Molotov keeps him at bay. And there's Lowell with another. So mousesports have lost multiple players. This time the rotation down to the lower bomb site is stellar from HellRaisers. They're all here.
What? They got both the orbs and window? That's not exactly ideal. Although they're going to get one more kill in there, so maybe it will be all fine. But I was going to say that could have been really worrying. Chris, not aware Angel's going to be there. He still somehow wins the fight. And now Frozen up close, going to be taking down Oscar. Nuke on the other side. Frozen just waiting for it. It's somehow a 2-on-2. What was it, like a 3-on-5 just a second ago? He could get one more kill. Nuke, really, really good stuff there. And now Chris, he has got a Molotov, but they have a smoke as well. They're going to put the Molotov in preemptively and sitting on the bomb. And he can't really do anything about it. He just has to wait it out. Great round out of HellRaisers. Great defense. And that, you think about it as well. mousesports were rushing down Secret, so it's kind of impressive they were ready for it. I had a different plan in mind for mousesports. I realized I'm not calling, which is probably a good thing. But
I want to, when we get back at some point,
yeah,
we should stream a game of you having to, like an entire night of Counter-Strike where you have to be the in-game leader.
Okay.
Every single round.
I'll do that, but then people have to do what I'm saying.
That's fine. Okay. I think everyone will agree to that.
Good. We'll do it. No, I wanted them to...
We're going to make fun of you while we're doing it.
No, I'm deleted. You can't do that. That's not in the contract. Oh, flashbang setup, and that's a nice shot. They're starting to recover a little bit, HellRaisers. They're trying to find a little bit of footing here. I wanted them to go silo and jump down on mini hut and then run into mini, like really quick. I love when people do that.
They've done it a couple times. They haven't done it with like a massive amount of bodies. I've seen Rops do it a couple times. I think Frozen has done it once, but they've used it as kind of a way to help pinch that upper bomb site. This is nice. The ops have started to come alive for HellRaisers, and I like them being aggressive at the point of attack. I like peeking in towards radio room. You were getting battered just sitting back, so change things up. Get some of your star players involved. Have Oscar take point.
Yeah, well done for HellRaisers. Think about how hard it must have been mentally to turn this around from the kind of beating. They didn't even hardly get to experience the first map. And now they sort of started out the same way second map. So I think we should give them some credit for pure mentally not just breaking down, because it looked like that could have been a real outcome here.
Yeah, that first map was a doozy, as they say.
In like
the 50s.
Yeah, I was going to say.
There's a nice pick from Woxic. Door open, and Issa's got the return. That's Rops, who falls. Upper bomb site still under some pressure, but at least the utility is going to slow things down for the moment.
Oh, and Issa, look at him. He had the right idea. He was checking it, but just took his crosshair off that corner, 1 second early. And Lowell now getting oh, actually, yeah. Switching out the weapons a little bit. Looked like he was going to get flanked from the other side anyway. 2-on-3, and he actually wins that fight. He's doing a really great job at the moment, up to 16-7. Haven't seen much of him play in the past at all, but this is starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal round. He's had great impact here, and he's given HellRaisers a chance to actually win this. The bomb is dropped very, very far back. You can see in the lobby. They need to find this last player, and he's got another one. The timing is not with him. He almost got a fourth somehow. Does eventually fall. It's Frozen versus Oscar. 1 versus 1, but Oscar's in the upper bomb side, and that op is going to be unwieldy coming out of the vents.
Shoot him through the floor. Oscar, you know you want to. He doesn't want to. Smoke, and that is not going to be covering anything, Oscar. Just opening the door, but he missed the chance, and Frozen will take him down, and that's going to be a 9-6 finish in favor of mousesports in the first half.
Yeah, not a bad offense from mousesports whatsoever, but you have to say it's a phenomenal recovery for HellRaisers, who looked like they were just going to get ran over one more time. Potentially one more half of Counter-Strike left in this series, as HellRaisers must have a great offense of their own. We'll be right back with the second half.
Sarah, I hurt myself today trying to make the pain go away. Sarah, I want to fade away, be with the stars in outer space. You come and you go. You take me high, you take me low. But I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my leave for the melancholy. Cody fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I numb my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah, I lost myself today trying to find ways to make you stay. Sarah, I want to go away, close my eyes, never wake up again. You come and you go. You take me high, you take me low. But I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my leave for the melancholy. Cody fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I numb my psyche.
Second half, second map here between HellRaisers and mousesports, and really terrifying start of the mousesports, looking like they were going to crush HellRaisers, but they did manage to recover, and now, I mean, they could win the pistol, maybe we could get that third map.
Oh, look at this heroic performance out of Nuke. That's insane. 17 and 8 in that first half, and he's helped propel HellRaisers to at least a kill lead, if not a score lead in the first half. Rops gets 1 kill out of the air. Chris J is rotated over. He had a couple chances. Doesn't want to mess with that kind of a fight. Rops is still close up, and he wants to battle. He wants to get a bit grimy. Lowell's got him down. Lower bomb site under attack.
Now it's slowed down. They've picked up that USP at least, but not the kind of speed. I think they were hoping to just crush their way through. Nice shot from Isa. And a long fight here as Frozen finally does win it. And Oscar, you're going to go close the door up. But the problem is when you're only 2 people left like that, it's kind of tricky to get the bomb down. So
ooh, they want to escape in the vents. They want to go to the upper bomb site. They're going to get a chance. Frozen was low HP. That's a big one, though. Woxic guarding the ladder. Oscar is going to have to try and get up anyways. He doesn't know where Chris J is, who is in that upper bomb site, but he's so low. Chris J trying to avoid the fight for as long as possible. Oscar's going to take him down. Sticking the bomb plant as well until he hears the ladder. Woxic is just toyed with his brain.
yeah, he's really not happy, is he? Figured it out, tries to run him down, and what a game they're playing. What's going on?
Oscar is really getting outplayed at this point.
Yeah, Woxic is just all the way in his mind, isn't he?
He's pulling the strings.
I would love it if the time just ran out at the end. Now, finally going to go for it. Woxic seems to know. And Oscar, is he going to get some revenge for the laughter that was going on? Yeah, he's going to get it as well. Great 1 versus 2. Even getting out from the ladder, and then in spite of, you know...
It's not as cool when Oscar wins that 1v1 at the end, like the outplay. It doesn't feel as good.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of, you know, justified a little bit.
I feel like if with Oscar winning that, he's like just swatting a flyaway. He's like, I've had enough. Like, cool tricks on the ladder, bro.
Yeah, I think that's exactly... Especially because you look at Oscar's demeanor as well, you know.
Yeah, he doesn't ever really seem to have a smile, does he?
No, he's just kind of all business. But yeah, that was good for a while. 9-7. Mag 7 on Carrigan. Ooh, burning a lot.
Oh, this shotgun. This Mag 7. Good spam on the Chris J. That's beautiful. Kerrigan's got one as well, though. Good return, and now he's rotated back into the upper bomb site. He's caused a distraction for Woxic, and Rops adds one as well. Bomb on the ground, and again, Oscar in a clutch. And the spam itself coming through, he's down to 40.
Yeah, what a way to start a 1 versus 2. And they also have that bomb on that side, so I don't know how you make this one work. Oscar, going to be shot in the face by Frozen, and we always win these.
We always win these.
All right.
That's not true.
Bold statement.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's not true, but
I like it. 10-7. I think that's actually, yeah, that's both pistols won by HellRaisers and both second rounds lost. Now, remember as well on Mirage, when we got done with the first half, it was HellRaisers on the offensive side. They were averaging 2.3 kills per round at the end of their T side.
yeah, that's not good.
So offensive sides haven't been kind to them in this series, at least. There's only been one, obviously, but we'll see how the rest of this one goes. It could get very dicey. Upper hit's going to come in.
Yeah, and you like the auto shotgun, Moses. We'll see if it's going to be paying off here. So first time around, and Lowell to pick up the kill on Chris. Oh, wow. Well, that's probably time to save now. 2 versus 5 in a matter of seconds here. And no escape for Woxic either. That was
Far too easy.
Yeah, it really was.
Sick job by HellRaisers, though. I mean, brilliant shots coming into the bomb site. Kerrigan gets exploited over towards the door. Did they open it up and just immediately close it because he was there?
Something like that. Did work out really, really well. I guess the deagle and the auto shotgun, if you're trying to shoot 3A, is just shooting through the door.
Maybe Kerrigan closed it and Oscar just said, all right, well, I know where you are. Regardless, yeah, nice spam.
It works out so well. They've now taken the auto shotgun. Oscar says, that's fine, I'll use that. And very limited what mousesports have here. HellRaisers actually with a decent chance to maybe even equalize.
This has become a very, obviously, very popular tactic, and for good reason. It's really, really difficult to deal with. But I remember there was a time when Nuke was being played when there were just very few players who would do this. Snacks from VP was one of the few.
Yeah.
And he was so good at it.
Oh, Chris. Headshot on Oscar. Robs with the follow-up. Come on, HellRaisers. They've set this all up for themselves. There's no money on mousesports at all. If they win this round, that's going to bring them up to 10. That means they equalize.
They ain't winning this round, Anders. It's not happening. It's over. 11th round for mousesports.
That is that's kind of devastating. I like the energy out of mousesports there.
Chris J's scout is just so good, and obviously it helps when they aren't looking at you. It's a really big benefit to have.
Yeah, it's a rule of thumb if you can
shoot people in the back at all times.
Engage people that way. Yeah, whereas this isn't really a gentleman's game like that. You really want to try and make sure that it's a really unfair fight.
What's wild is we haven't even yet gotten to, this is what, the 6th round of this half? And we haven't really gotten to the gun rounds yet. I think this might be the first, I guess, real one we kind of have. 2 AKs by HellRaisers, that's it. Everything else is going to be pistols.
Yeah.
And we saw this on Mirage. This is another, or excuse me, we saw it in the first half, I think. The very bold investment decisions. And this is another, big one. T-side of Nuke, you're down 8-11, and you go in with this buy. If mousesports win this and win it clean because your weaponry is a little bit weak, they have money, they have a 4-round lead on a vastly, quote-unquote, easier side.
If it works out, that would certainly be something, but you're right, it is a risk. Ooh, so is that for Chris. Does escape back around.
He's got the intel, though. Now they know there's AKs on the board. I don't know how many.
Ooh. Not the best grenade we've seen. Definitely not the worst.
Definitely not the worst.
Let's see. Setting up for a Molotov as well. Going to be throwing it all the way back over the building. That's kind of interesting. But can they make something of it with these AKs? That's Oscar getting shot down by Woxic, and that's actually one of the AKs already gone. He just wants to put in the grenade. I was going to say he's fighting a lot on that ramp, Robs, and usually don't really want to do that.
He must have thought that he couldn't get away, is why he stuck around to take those fights. That's what I would imagine, because otherwise I think most people would have just straight bailed out to the lower bomb site. Frozen's going to be under pressure. I don't know if he realizes one is about to jump in and try and wrap around him. Angel close to the windows. He's come back for it. He's got the headshot. And yeah, this is what was scary. Issa, even if you don't win this, you have to do some economic damage. Tapping away. He's got another one. Transfers over. And he does find that, but Kerrigan from below, at least he's done the economic damage. But still, with that kind of a buy at this part in the game, I don't think that's enough. I think you had to win that.
You really needed to. I mean, they do so much damage, or I guess Easer at the end does. But they can't really capitalize on it. There's a very good chance that mousesports are going to make a lot of that money back in this upcoming round. This transfer is great. Long-range spray transfers are generally kind of hard to come by.
Well, 12 to 8 now. Nades, utility. Finally, we're back on a just pistols for the HellRaisers side, and they're just getting demolished. Isa from above, he's dropped onto the roof. Now going to start trying to be aggressive. Woxic is out in the open. He's got to be careful, but he's loving these fights against pistols. He's feeling supremely confident.
Oh, and a bomb plant.
Yeah, that's gold.
That'll definitely do something. That was a headshot on Carrigan, but it doesn't really do that much. Lowell keeping them occupied for a couple of seconds, and Oscar probably wishing at anything but that Glock.
Anything. Shotgun, Taze, or Zeus, I mean.
Yeah. That would be good. That would actually have been beautiful. It's one of my favorite sounds.
It's an amazing sound for a Taser.
I wish they would sort of upgrade it so that it wherever you are on the map, if you get a taser kill on someone, like the sound of them getting tased just broadcast across the whole map, so everyone can hear it.
That'd be funny. I think it'd be cool if we brought all of the players at the major in and recorded what they think it sounds like to get Zeused.
Oh, that's some good content.
And then you just play a random one every time someone gets tasered.
I like that idea. We should do that. That's good content. Good thinking. Maybe people could download them for their mobile phone ringtones, you know.
All right, now we've gone too far. Science is not ready for that.
13 to 8. Not a huge gap, but mousesports are nearing the end of the second map here. 3 more rounds and they'll have done it. And HellRaisers, I don't know. The money is really a big concern right now. We actually kind of miss both teams, I guess. So that could be like the way back. If they win this one, HellRaisers, maybe they get up 10 and then start to maybe put a little bit of pressure on mousesports. Ooh, timing.
Ooh, it's everything. Oh, this boost, though. It's so brutal. He wanted to hold on to the trigger as long as possible, but he's got 3 anyways. Oscar eventually puts him down. But he's done the damage. Nice setup in ramp room.
40 seconds. Oscar alone with the bomb. Nuke on the other side.
No one's got eyes on that play. Everyone is concentrated in towards lobby.
Yeah, but can they get there? I mean, if they get these 2 kills up here, the last player on the CT side is down in the lower bomb site, so there is a way through right now. Nuke not seeing anybody yet. Oh, that's gotta be frustrating. He's just thinking about it. Now sees the gun barrel. Could probably call that in. There's gonna be one of them, but still, Oscar goes down, and now there's only 10 seconds left, so I don't know how he's just gonna run, and Carrigan playing this perfectly. There's no reason really to try and fight it. And now backup is showing up as well, up from the high ground. No more time, it doesn't matter. Can't get that last kill and certainly can't get the bomb down. So huge effort there at the end. 2 versus 3 for HellRaisers, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, that's got to be like one of the most stressful things you can do is just walk in through mini and try and clear that upper bomb site for your teammate, especially with the time running down, because you have to take risks somewhere. mousesports position in towards lobby, outside of his vision as well. 6-round lead. Yeah, this was great from Rops, and you could see just so many players initially focused on Woxic over, and he's not going to get any credit, right? He doesn't get any kills in that round, but if they don't have him to pay attention to, if they don't have to eliminate Woxic, Rops likely gets traded after 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It even looked like they were kind of looking at him a little bit, so
we'll give him like a positional assist. It's not going to show up in the scoreboard.
No.
It's not going to show up in any stat sheet. And we'll probably forget about it 1 hour from now, but he's got him.
Yeah, we can give a little bit of a shout out. That's fine. That's fair enough. We should do that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that that gets lost in, you know, in the chaos of all of these rounds. 14 to 8. Still, I mean, Nuke with 21 kills, Isa with 18. Some of these guys are putting in so much work to keep HellRaisers in this, but it's so unlikely to, like, just from a, again, economy point of view, it's hard to see how they're going to be able to make it back in this game. Ooh, there's the face. Woxic able to take down Isa. Oh.
That's a nice shot. Nice hold from Oscar, just waiting for the re-peek. Oh, and right along the other side of the smoke, Lowell had no idea. That's a nasty angle from Frozen. He's shot through the wall. He's brought down to 33, but it's fine. Chris J's going to add one more. That's the bomb. That should be the end of this round. It's going to be so tough to retrieve that, and they're going to get nowhere close. Another fast round and 15-8. mousesports marching towards a 2-0 series victory, a dominant series victory.
Yeah, I wonder what this is gonna do for them later on in the tournament. Are people gonna be really hyped now next time they play? I guess they probably will be. And if they're gonna be facing some of the tougher teams, I wonder how that's gonna play out. I'm really interested. I really want to follow this mousesports project. It's been exciting so far. 15-8. And moving into round number 24,
That's a nice
grenade.
nade.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be dead on, isn't it?
Now, they don't have any utility either. They don't even have the smoke to put up the wall. They're very fortunate that the op wasn't out here at the start of that. Kerrigan's got one. Chris J adding in another one, and yeah, they can't even cross. They don't have any nades to help them in this endeavor, and it's over. 16-8, mousesports have mercy, and they finish things off quickly.
Yeah, very quickly indeed. Good little illustration of what happens when you try to push that yard without any grenades. Generally, does not work out so well. That was such a powerful performance out of mousesports. Not even that, they seemed excited, they seemed happy. They were just